Hello and welcome back to our daily midday coverage of all the action at the World Cup. We're going to be talking about all that happened overnight for us, or yesterday if you're in the United States. For that I'm joined once again by Ruben Slagter. Hello Ruben.
Hello.
Glad to have you back once again. Let's begin with England. Three Lions came out on top in an upbeat first match against Croatia. Either side cancelling each other out with both tied 2-2 by half-time. Harry Kane with a brace. Martin Baturina and Peter Musa put Croatia, though, level. But England were on the front foot in the second half. Jude Bellingham striking within 2 minutes and Marcus Rashford keeping his calm in the final moments to secure a 4-2 victory for the Three Lions. Now, Harry Kane getting the ball rolling then for England. A penalty and a header that now put him level with Gary Lineker as England's top goal scorers at the World Cup. 10 goals to their names each. He had a bit of inspiration coming into the game. Take a listen to him.
Yeah, obviously I saw the guys scoring their goals yesterday, and I don't like to concentrate too much on other people, but I think it's natural as a sportsman, as an athlete, to try and reach the highest levels. And obviously all those guys started in a great way. Been waiting long enough to kind of just play the game. We've had to wait 6 days. So I think everyone's just been itching to get out there, and I think as a striker myself, obviously I want to get on the score sheet as early as possible. So I think in the back of my mind, that competition helps me to push my levels. That's what the World Cup's for the best players to perform at the highest level. So it's nice to get a couple today for sure.
Ruben, bias aside, was that the most entertaining game we've seen so far?
Yes, it
My
was.
bias, I'm meaning, so which is why I'm going to let you answer that.
Yeah, no, it was the most entertaining game, but you need two teams for it, right? So it was great that, England, I think that offensively, there's not much to say. It was very entertaining to watch. And Croatia, especially the first half, was also fantastic.
Great goals from them as well.
Those were the two most beautiful ones, very well played. But okay, the second half, there was a different England on the pitch. They were even more dominant, and okay, then it was a one-sided affair. So yeah, a deserved win in the end.
England's second half, as you say, completely different. Let's just take a listen to Thomas Tuchel, manager, to see what he had to say about that half-time when they went into that. They were both level 2-2. Take a listen to Thomas Tuchel.
I think I was sitting down with the players. I gave them quiet time for themselves, told them to calm down. We just conceded a goal, to calm down, calm their nerves, and encourage them to do it our way. And I told them that my perception of them and of the last 17 days will not change of this result, no matter what the result is. I think that was the main message, to just encourage them and tell them that we trust them, and there is nothing to fear. It's we want to go for the win and be active.
And that worked. That's exactly what they did, coming back in. Goal straight back coming in from half-time. Defensively, though, there were some things. I mean, we can't shy away from the fact that, they did let in 2 wonder goals from Croatia, but it wasn't a clean sheet from England, and the defensive side has been one of the talks. What is Thomas Tuchel going to have to do about this coming into the next game?
Yeah, I mean, the whole first half, you had the feeling that Croatia could score a goal. And in the end, they scored 2 beautiful goals that were difficult to defend. But
because you could feel at the end of the first half that it was coming. There was a lot of pressure on them. Just need to get it done.
Yeah. Well, the main question is, I think, the discussion about Stones or Gay will continue, I think. I'm also just thinking that this is it for England. I hope so, because it means that England will be forced to attack even more, because we've shown where their strength is.
When you say this
now.
is it, as in this is what you want to see England's do?
No, what I think is that for now, I can't think about one of the big nations that performed well defensively for now.
Fair point.
France was underwhelming. Spain, okay, they weren't tested, but okay. If you look at all those teams, Brazil, not that strong. Argentina at times in difficulties against Algeria. So, yeah, I think that the world champion will be the team in the end that will defend best, because attacking they are all strong in attack.
It generally is indeed, but it's going to be interesting. As you say, there were some couple of really close moments again for England yesterday from these sides where things could have gone the other way.
It's also about I think he explains it well. You play your first half in your first World Cup game. Everybody is watching. There's a lot of pressure. You play against a good team. Croatia, when they have the ball, they are very strong. Without the ball, you can now see there are issues there, because in the defense they have a bigger problem than England. And maybe, the second half, it's about intensity. It's also about doing it as a team. I think that's also very important, that you defend all together. That was a lot better in the second half. So I think for England, it was just a very good start.
A brilliant start for them. Indeed. Well, 3 sides for them and 3 teams, 3 points coming for them, and 3 sides managed to get all 3 points available to them. Ghana found a way out to beat Panama thanks to Caleb Yarenki's tap-in the 5th minute of injury time. They take second spot in Group L behind England then on goal difference. Colombia were challenged by Uzbekistan. They scored in their first ever game in the World Cup, but Munoz, Diaz and Campas lifted them to that 3-1 win there. But it was a draw for Portugal and the Democratic Republic of Congo, 1-1. Portugal more than shaken in that opening game, and DRC's Johan Wissa was unmarked when he headed in the equaliser before half-time. João Neves opened the score before that, 6 minutes in, but after that, Portugal, while retaining 75% possession, were unable to get another shot on target after that. Cristiano Ronaldo ineffective in front of goal. Coach Roberto Martinez, though, insists that he must still be part of the squad.
It makes no sense to get the best goal scorer in world football out in a game that you need goals. I think what we needed is to add Gonzalo Ramos without making it in a way that it would become even more a difficult line. As you know, in football, the straight line is not the quickest way. And I think for us, in moments like this, the experience of Cristiano in the box is important. The way that he attracts defenders is important. The way that we can use the space is important. And every player has a responsibility or a piece of quality on the pitch. And clearly, when you look for goals, you need to have Cristiano on the pitch.
Ruben, you're making some faces here and there. How right is he on that? That he needs Ronaldo in terms of not just the goals bringing in, but what he's doing also for the rest of the team.
Well, you could use him in the way he is.
And I say, goals bringing in, but no goals bringing in.
Yeah, but what he says, and where I do agree with him, is that if you use Ronaldo more as the big name, and the opponents will focus on him, so it will give space to a player like Gonzalo Ramos to score a goal, then it would be interesting.
But we're only having half of that.
Yeah, and there are 2 problems. The first problem is that Ronaldo will never play that role because he wants always be the big man. So he is looking for his goal. You saw
these are images of him leaving the game. Just by the way, of him. I mean, looking a bit smiley there. But you can. I mean, we heard Harry Kane. Sorry to interrupt, but we heard Harry Kane just before that. You know, getting that brace. We saw Messi with a hat trick. We saw Mbappe with the brace as well. Who else? Haaland as well with the brace. But it hasn't worked for him nor for Portugal.
Yeah, but this is not only right now. I mean, the last 2 major tournaments he was already not performing. In Germany, the Euros, and then in Qatar. The problem is, of course, that when Cristiano Ronaldo enters a pitch, and even more in the US, where there's a big crowd of people who are not often watching football, but who know who Cristiano Ronaldo is, there is just everyone is focusing on him all the time. But physically, he still wants to be the Cristiano Ronaldo of 27 years that we all admired. But he's 41, so the problem. How can you use that?
What's he saying when he comes onto the pitch and people are shouting? What do you mean by that?
What I mean is that everybody is just focusing on him. The whole stadium. For those who saw the match yesterday, the moment he touches a ball, it's like wow! Everyone is just waiting for that.
And is that part of some of the influence as to why he's in the team, why he's playing so much now?
He is bigger than Portugal. He is bigger than the team. That's a fact. But it's also a fact that he is not good enough anymore to play for Portugal. So it's a very difficult situation. And if they could use him, like Roberto Martinez is saying, to be one of the attackers, and that he can take with him one of the 2 defenders, and then someone else can have a profit of that situation, it would work. But that's not how Cristiano Ronaldo works. Cristiano Ronaldo is the big man, and he wants to be the big man.
We talked about, we heard him speak there about Gonzalo Ramos coming in. Vitinha was taken off for him. What is that about? I mean, it takes courage to take Ronaldo off the pitch.
Yeah, well, I understand the idea, but if the alternative is to take off Vitinha, who is, one of the best players, or even the best player on the planet right now, it gives a very bad sign. The problem is, of course, that Roberto Martinez now has to manage this whole team, because you can see, and that's the biggest difference with Messi, for example. But I will also take the example of Modric, for example, yesterday. Modric, it was a super intense game between England and Croatia. It was 100 miles an hour. They were just running all the way. then he is not useful, Modric. And he knew it because he went off at some point. They were just saying, okay,
I do it for the team.
Luka Modric is also in his 40s. He can he just needs to control the ball and control the pace. He couldn't do it, then he goes off. Lionel Messi, he understands that he is now Lionel Messi of 38 years old, so he will choose his moments. He already chose his moments before because he's not the most active player in history, but now he does it even more, and the whole team knows how to play with him, and that's the big difference. The Portuguese team
hasn't really adapted to a post.
They don't know how to play with Ronaldo,
and that's going to need to be solved, obviously, for the rest, because patience is going to run. Lose at some points. Just a stat here: 10 games in major tournaments. That's Euros and the World Cup that Ronaldo hasn't scored in. Last time he scored was a penalty against Ghana in 2022. It's going quite far back. Let's just talk about the goal. DRC's goal scorer Wissa growing in confidence for the next games to come. Take a listen to what he has to say.
Happy, really happy. I hope it's not the last one, but yeah, now it's the first one, and it means a lot for all the Congolese. So yeah, hopefully the next game I can score again. Try to win against Colombia, which is going to be difficult. Top team, top player. It's going to be tough. So yeah, now we're going to rest and look forward.
So DRC getting a draw against Portugal. Can't help but think about Cape Verde doing the same against Spain. Again, we've got 10 African teams this time around compared to 5 in the last tournament. It's having an impact. Whether they're going to go through we discussed previously whether they'll go through knockout stage. We'll have to wait until next week to get a better idea. But they're causing trouble. Spain and Portugal did not see that coming, at least. And we're not expecting that.
Well, they are showing that they should be there. And that's already a good thing, because this was the whole discussion. We're now going to up to 10 teams. Is it worth having so many teams, and especially many more African and also Asian teams? And the conclusion until now is that it is the case. We can talk about these two teams. We can talk about the great performance, of course, of Morocco against Brazil. That was more expected, of course.
Egypt holding, Belgium not on the same level, but again.
Yeah, there's a lot of positives in it. And what for me is the most positive part of it is that, for example, DRC, during the game, they started to play. Often when we saw the DRC playing, also in AFCON games, it was 90 minutes of defending and waiting and doing nothing. I'm exaggerating a little bit. But now, in this game, they started to feel at a point that there was something that they could get out of the game.
And really going for the win. Senegal also pushing France in a similar way. We're going to move on forward a little bit because all that concludes the first round of the group stage. There are some that will be hoping to book their spots for the knockout round shortly. That's the case for co-host Mexico, who take on South Korea later today after beating South Africa. A place in the round of 32 will be theirs if the Czech Republic fail to beat Bafana. Group B, Switzerland will be hoping to improve on that draw that they had against Qatar as they take on Bosnia-Herzegovina, with Canada's turn also to face Qatar. Qatar, of course, that upset in the last game against Switzerland. Before we leave, a thought for journalist Christophe Glaise, who remains detained in Algeria. He was given a 7-year sentence for what was said to be glorifying terrorism. His lawyers hoping that a presidential pardon may happen. He's working on a report on the country's most decorated football club, Jeunesse Sportive de Kabylie, when he was arrested over 2 years ago. We're going to leave you on this now. Some big celebrations and a little jab from DR Congo supporters. Take a look at this. That is a mimicking of Cristiano Ronaldo's famous celebrations. Can imagine, Ruben, the joy for them in that. Of course, a little jab at Ronaldo. I don't know how he's going to feel about that, but he's definitely going to... he looked frustrated after it, but again, huge day for DR Congo in there.
Like I say, the Cristiano Ronaldo is much bigger than all this. The main question will be now, how will he react? How will Portugal react? And yeah, it will be exciting. I mean, the pressure will be even higher, and it will be a nice story.
I was going to say, it's created that, and we have nothing sure going into this second week of who's going to be going to the knockout stage, which, unlike what can happen. I mean, some teams have got more idea than others, but
that's a good thing. Now we'll have now a second week where we can have all our surprises, can confirm or not. So yeah, it will be very entertaining to watch. And first of all, start with South Africa against Czechia, both in a must-win situation. So should be an entertaining game.
And you'll be back with us to cover all of that over the coming week. Join us again tomorrow. Emily Boyle will be sitting in this seat to bring you all the latest on the action from tonight. See you later on, and bye-bye for now.